Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see the screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the question was about this class. So this class said private int num1 is equal to 10, private static int num2 is equal to 0. So when I say static, this becomes a class variable. Num2 becomes a class variable and num1 becomes an instance variable. How many objects have we created here? We have created two objects. We'll call them D and E. So the question says when the main function is executed, how many copies of num1 will be created? There will be two copies of num1. Once again.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, beta. There will be two copies, one copy for D, one copy for E. Agreed?
Okay.
Agreed or
Yes,
no?
same answer.
Okay.
Yes,
Same answer.
yes.
Okay. Okay. How many copies of num2 will be created?
0.
One. 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 Num2 will be only one. So once I have a static variable, it's only one copy will be existing in memory. Zero तो कभी भी नहीं होगा बेटा. One copy will be there. अगर मैं इसके 100 ऑब्जेक्ट्स भी बना लूं तो भी num2 की एक ही कॉपी बनेगी मेमोरी पे.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. If you have made that mistake, you know now. What
Sir,
will be the
even
value?
if there is no object created, then also num2 value will be 1.
Yes. Yes. Num2 still will be existing.
Sir, can you repeat?
Okay. So repetition is num1 is an instance variable. So whenever I create an instance, whenever I create an object, num1 will be created. So that means I will create, when I create D, num1 will be created for D. When I create the object E, num1 will again be created for E. So that means there are two copies of num1. And how many copies of num2? Only one copy. So that means only one copy. Even if I don't create these objects, still num2 will still be there in memory.
Sir, but why only one? Why not two?
It belongs to the class.
No.
It belongs to the class. Don't you think there are 2,500 students in St. Stephen's School? Don't you think the name of the school for all of them, all 2,500 of them, is St. Stephen's School?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what will be the value of
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, if num1 is also static, sir, then there will be one copy of one number.
Yes. Yes. Only one copy of num1 will be there. Okay. If a num1 also had been static. So then D would not have any variable of its own, and E also would not have any variable of its own. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so num1, this question, num1 which belongs to object D, it is going to be 10 because we have given the value 10. Num1 which belongs to object E, that will again be 10 because we have given it a value of 10. And what will be the value of num2? Which object does it belong to? What will be the value of num2, by the way?
20.
20.
20. And which object does it belong to?
Do not
No
belong
object.
any.
It does not belong to
It
any.
belongs to class.
Right?
Thank you, sir.
Good. Okay. So you've got this now.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, in future, can you give these type of questions on, like, because I was getting a little confused in this.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Although, guys, static ka just the concept of static is required. No programming will be required for static. Is that understood? Static variables जो है ना, इसका कोई programming में requirement नहीं है. Although yes,
Sir?
for your information you should know. Yes.
Sir, if we do not make any object, so sir, there will be how many copies of num1? It will be 0.
0. Num1 will not be created. It
Okay,
will be created only when an object is created. See, St. Stephen's School has just started. The first student was Gurasi Singh. Okay, there is no student at all. The name of the schools would still be present in it, isn't it? So that is a static variable. All right. So when Gurasi comes in, his name will appear. So that means the name of the student will appear with the object which has just come in. Again, another student, maybe say Bhuvan, is there. So Bhuvan, when he comes in, another object is created and another name will also be created. So you can imagine there will be as many names in St. Stephen's School as the number of students in St. Stephen's School. Can we imagine that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So as I told you, we will not be having too much of details there about static. Static will basically be just be concepts. That's all. All right. All right. Now today's concept. Today's concept. Today we are actually going to do a very important and very interesting topic of constructors. Today we are going to figure out when we write demo d is equal to new demo function, what is the mystery of this demo? Are we clear? Now you used to basically write the statement. When you say demo d, we know what is happening with demo d. Guys, do we know this? What is happening when I just write demo d?
Reference is being created.
A
reference.
reference. Okay. So here we'll say reference is created. Okay. And when I write new demo function, this
Object
part
is created.
the object is created. Okay. Is created. And when I actually write both of them, demo d is equal to new demo function. It basically
Stores the location
yes.
of the object.
Perfect. Creates an object and stores the address or location in memory into the reference. This part we did some time ago. Okay. Now we are going to do this part. That means this constructor. What is this? This demo function is basically a constructor. Okay. All right. Suppose I create a class. I create a class called demo, and let me create an instance variable called private int num. Go to BlueJ and just तुम लोगों को दिमाग में जो अभी थोड़ा सा आ रहा है कि अगर ऑब्जेक्ट नहीं भी क्रिएट हुआ तो स्टैटिक वेरिएबल क्रिएट हुआ होगा. So let me just do a test on that and let's do that. Okay. Curtain ठीक करना. Okay. Instead of a private static, I'll just create a public static so I can access it from outside. Or okay, public static int snum is equal to 100. Okay, and I'll say public int inum, that is instance variable, is equal to 10. And in the public static void main function, I will try to display them directly. System.out.println snum. Is it giving any problem here?
No, sir.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
Yes, it is not giving any problem. Why? Because I have not created any object. It is still available to me. And when I write system,
Sir, but if we have created an instance variable like public static int, so doesn't a static modifier access the static function?
I'll talk to you a little later. Let me finish with what I am doing. Okay. Now, if I do this, is it allowing me to do that?
No, sir.
Did I create any object? First of all, in the main function, I did not create any object. Am I allowed to check, see the snum variable? I am allowed to see that. Why? Because snum is still available even if the object has not been created. Now for accessing inum, what do I need? What do I need? An object.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let
Yes,
me
sir.
create a new test object. And if I want to access it, I will simply write t.inum. So will this work? Yes, it is working.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me run this program. I'll show you this program again in a few minutes. So when I run this program, it shows 100 as the value of snum and 10 as the value of inum. Snum, this was the static variable and this was the instance variable. So did you get this idea about static variable and non-static variables?
Yes, sir.
We have understood
Yes,
that inum will
Yes,
never
sir.
be available if an object is not created. I remove this object, I cannot use this. I remove this, I cannot use this. I cannot use inum at all unless and until I create the object.
Sir,
Yes, beta.
so please explain this concept again. I'm not understanding this. That static will access what, and when we create object, what will it access?
Okay, first of all, don't worry about static accessing anything. I'm just worried about whether our main function is able to access the static variable and the instance variable. Now what I have done is I've created one static variable and I've created one instance variable. And when I simply wrote system.out.println snum, it was able to show me snum without any problem because snum is a static variable and it can be accessed without even creating an object. It actually belongs to the class. The class is already there. The class is existing. So class is existing, snum is existing. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Moreover, when we talk about the instance variables are created when an instance is created. You know what an instance is? An object is also called an instance.
Yes, sir.
So when an object is created, it actually is created at that point. So if I have created, this is the remark now. Can I access inum? No, inum cannot be accessed. Why? Because the system says inum actually belongs to an object. I don't see any object. Okay, so I'll have to create the object. So I created the object now. So once I created the object, it is still not available. Why? Because I have to tell inum जो है कौन से object का है. Alright. इसमें मुझे बताना पड़ेगा. I'll have to say t.inum. Similarly, can I write test.snum?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's perfectly fine. Can you see the syntaxes of both? That static variables can be simply accessed by using a class name. And an object will always be accessed using an object. The
Sir?
object has to be there. Yes, beta.
So for accessing the inum, if we like we are not writing t.inum, but an object is created, then why is it showing error?
Why is it showing error? It is showing error right now. Yes. Okay. Let me ask you why. Okay. This is, for example, T1 is an object and test T2 is an object. Can you tell me what is the logic behind showing this inum? अगर तुम वैसी सोच रहे हो तो ये inum कौन सा दिखाना चाहिए इसको T1 का कि T2 का?
Okay, sir, I got what you are trying to say.
Yes.
We need to
Okay.
access, specify which object we are using.
Which object we are talking about? So I'll have to tell, okay, T1 का inum दिखाओ या अब T2 का inum दिखाओ. So I have to say Gurasis का नाम बताओ या वत्सल का नाम बताओ. I have to say, I cannot say just give me a name. Can I say just a name? No. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, just a second. For all 36 of you, can I say what is your school's name? What is the school's name? I can say. I don't have to say Gurasi.
Yes.
I don't have to say Vatsal. I don't have to say Bhuvan. I have to say, okay, give me the school's name. You say St. Stephen's School. Okay, say.
Yes.
Then I say, Vatsal, what is your name? So I have to ask for an object's name then. All right. Yes, who else wanted to ask something?
Thank you.
Sir, Kritin Gambhir.
Jivita?
Sir, but the value of inum will be the same in both the cases. Like
No, it is not. Right now it is going to be the same, but objects के name से value same नहीं होती बेटा. Objects की values change
Sir.
होती है. No?
sir,
Yes,
and
or
why? Sir, why have we written the public in inum? Sir, why do we need to declare it as public, private, or
because
protected?
I am trying to access it from the main function. All the main function is inside, it would not have mattered. I could have just left it like that. It would still have been accessing. It is still accessing. But normally our main function is not inside the class which it is accessing. So we have to write public. All right.
Understood.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes, beta.
Sir, in place of t2.inum, sir, we can write. Sir, can we write the test test that test the class name for?
For inum. For
Yes,
inum.
sir. Sir,
No.
sir, it will show error.
Yes, it is showing error.
Okay, sir. Sir, for static variable, we can write the class name.
We can write the object name. Or for sorry, I can write t1.snum. See, for the static variable, I can use a class name to access it. I can use an object to access it. It does not actually matter. It does
okay,
not
sir.
matter. I'll explain again.
We can say because the object belongs to the class, so therefore we can access it as
Yes.
well.
Yes. So suppose there is something called a school name, which is actually equal to St. Stephen's School. Okay. And I have an object S1 whose student name is Vatsa. Okay. And I have S2 whose student name is Bhuvan. So when I ask you, what is the school's name? Okay, so our actual class is actually school. So agar if I ask you what is the school's name, if I say school name, what is it going to be? St. Stephen's School?
Yes, sir.
If I ask you what is S1 dot student name, what is it?
What's it?
What's up? What if I ask you what is S2 dot student name?
Bhuvan.
Bhuvan. Okay. What if I ask you what is S1 dot school's name?
Then it
St.
will be
Stephen's School.
SS.
Can you understand this? That means school name can be accessed by using the class name. It will give you the same value.
Yes.
Okay, and it can be used by using an object. So what if I ask you S2 dot school name?
St. Stephen's.
St. Stephen's School.
Okay, does it make sense, guys? ये जो story है,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? The same thing applies to your objects and classes. Okay. All right. I'll just store it somewhere so that I'll pass it on to you guys. Okay, let's what time is it now? $11:19. Okay, we have spent too much of time on this. Okay. Suppose I have created a private int num. I have created a public void set function. I need something to set the value into num, and I've written in here. I've written num is equal to n, and I have created a public void show function, which is actually displaying system.out.println num. Okay. What if I now in the main function I write the following statements: demo a is equal to new demo function. I have not created any static now. Static is gone. Now tell me what is going to happen. An object A will be created, and A object will have its variable num, which has a value of 0 at the moment. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've created another object. So if I say demo B is equal to new demo function, I've created another object. So an object B will be created, which will have its own variable num, which will have a value 0. By the way, if I don't set any value to instance variables, automatically they get blank values. They get 0 values. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, if I write a.show function, what does it show?
Nothing.
0.
So 0.
It will show the value of 0. Yeah. If I write b.show, what does it show?
0.
0.
Okay. I said a.set bracket mein 11. What is going to happen?
Num will become
Num will
11.
be
Num for object A will become 11.
Absolutely. Whose num? The value of A's num is going to become 11 now. If I write b.set, say 16, what is going to happen now?
B's num will be
So
16.
num will become
num is
16.
B's num will get the value of 16. Understood? So
Yes, sir.
Kritan, both the objects have the same num variable, but the values are different in both, isn't it? So if I write a.show function, what is it going to show?
16.
11.
11.
Sorry, 11. A.show. Okay. B.show will
Okay,
show.
sir.
B.show will show.
16.
16.
16. 16.
राइट सो वो बी डॉट शो देखो जब हमने ए डॉट सेट किया था तो ए का नम जो था वो चेंज हो गया तो टू 11. जब हमने ए डॉट सेट 16 किया था तो बी का नम चेंज हो गया तो टू 16. ए डॉट शो विल शो ए का नम, बी डॉट शो विल शो बी का नम. हाउ मेनी नम्स डू वी हैव?
2.
2.
We have 2 nums because we have 2 objects, each of them containing 1. Righto?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, now this makes sense. Now we come to the demo function. This is the class that we have created. And does this class have any function called demo function? It doesn't have, isn't it?
No, sir.
When I call demo show function, does it have a show function? Yes, it has a show function.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when I call a set function from here, does it have a set function? Yes, it has one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but there is no demo function there. What is this demo function? Now let us understand the mystery of the demo function. All right, what is this demo function? Demo function basically is called a constructor. Okay, demo function is called as a constructor. Constructor actually means something which builds, isn't it? So what is this constructor doing? This constructor is basically building the object. All right, so let me basically explain to you what a constructor means. You need to note down these 6 or 7 points or 8 points, whatever I'm giving you now. Please note them down also. Please remember them also, because once I start asking you what is a constructor, you should be simply giving me one point after the other. Okay, you should be just giving me one after the other these points. First of all, what is a constructor? Number one, it is a method. So basically a constructor is nothing but a method. So first things first, you say that it is a method. Ye mat bolo ki it builds objects. You have not even told what is it. You say it is actually doing this. So first thing you say, it is a method. Second, has the same name as the class name. Can you see that demo function has the same name as the class name? What is the name of the class? Demo. Can you see what is the name of the function? It is also demo. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it has the same name as the class name. Number 3 has no return type, not even void. Now this is very important. Normally when we create a method, we write void show function, even if it is not returning anything, isn't it? But if I create a constructor, I will just write demo function without even writing the void there. Can you understand what is the difference between the two now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So this means when I create a normal method, I will always return something. Even if it is void, I'll write a void. But with the demo function, with the constructor, if I create a constructor myself, I will not write even the void. Because if I write void, it actually becomes a normal method.
Sir, I did not understand what is constructor.
You will understand. I've just started off. First of all, the thing to understand, it is a method. Second thing it is to understand is it has the same name as the class name. Yes, you can see it has the same name as the class name. Thirdly, it has no return type, not even void. By the way, इसमें हमने कोई constructor बनाया नहीं है, हम बनाएंगे अभी, ठीक है, अभी थोड़ी देर में करेंगे. Okay, so it has no return type, not even void. So this is very important, not even void. So is show function returning anything, by the way?
No.
No, sir.
But we write void there, no? We write void there. But in a constructor, it is not returning anything. We don't even write void. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This part should be clear. Okay. Number 4. It is automatically executed
Yes, sir.
when the object is created. Okay. It is automatically executed when the object is to be created. So when an object is to be created, it automatically execute हो जाता है. Number 5. If you do not create a constructor, Java provides one. That means if you have not created a constructor, for example, did we create any constructor in this class? We did
No,
not.
sir.
So
No,
how is this demo function executing? How is this demo function executing? Is
With
because
the new keyword.
Object.
yes. How is it executing a demo function if you have not created any demo function?
It automatically executes
No, it automatically executes. It is executing what? Where is it
when the
getting it
object
from? Where is it getting from?
It is using
Constructor.
new keyword.
No, I just told you, if you do not create a constructor, Java provides one. Java gives you one. All right.
Sir, how do we identify which one it has given us?
It has given only the default one. It has given you this one.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Petra.
Sir, you mean that while creating an instance of the class, the name or name of the class becomes a constructor?
No, the name of the class does not become the constructor. This is the constructor. No, the name of the class does not become the constructor. Let me just show you. Can you see the screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. I'll just show you the documentation for this. For the documentation for this, you can see from the right hand side, there is something called a source code and documentation. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
When I
sir.
click on documentation, it shows me the documentation. All right. And can you see the constructor summary here? Can you
So
see
can you
this?
zoom in a little bit?
It is not zoomable. Okay, just a second. Let me print screen.
Yes, sir. Constructor summary. It is.
Yes, you may have been. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so constructor summary में वो test function दिखा रहा है. Did I create that test function? If I go back to
No,
the
sir.
source code, I did not create. So where is this coming? This test function coming from?
Java provides.
Java is providing this for you. Java is providing this for you.
So
Okay.
Java provides us with the constructor of the class name.
It is exactly the same name as the class name.
Sir, but the class name was demo.
So it is, the function also has the name demo. Don't you think it has the same name?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So Java provides one. We call that as the default constructor. Okay, and I can show you what the the constructor looks like, which Java is providing. It is providing this. There is nothing in the braces, but Java is providing it.
So
Are
the
we clear?
default constructor, is it demo or is it the class name only?
The class name itself is not a constructor. It is a function which is inside the class.
Sir, what?
It is a function. It is a method which is inside the class.
No, sir, I'm saying what is the name of the default constructor that Java gives us?
The name of the class itself, that is demo.
Okay.
Whatever Java is providing, can you see here? This is also given test and bracket open and close, isn't it? So test is basically the name of the class, and the brackets show that it is a method. Righto?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me do all the points today, and tomorrow we'll discuss this in details. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, this topic is still not so well understood. Can you send a video for this?
I will. Okay. Next is it can be overloaded. That means you can create something like a demo in brackets int something. So I can overload it. Okay. Let me write down all the points. I'll explain tomorrow. Just like this. So the next point, first, this was if you do not create, Java provides one. We have just 2-3 minutes. Next is it can be overloaded. That means you can create a method which is overloaded like this. Next is if you create an overloaded constructor by yourself. For example, in this class, I create one overloaded constructor like this. I write int m, and I have created, and then I say num is equal to m. So what is going to happen? I've created the overloaded constructor. Java is not going to provide the default one to me. Okay, next point, just do the points and we'll do the description tomorrow. What does it do? What does it do? First of all, it creates the objects and performs any initial task. Any initial task that is to be performed, it performs that. So there are a total of 8 points here.
So what does initial task mean in this case?
Any initial task. For example, when a bank is initialized in the morning, there are some tasks which are done throughout the day. That means taking out cash, creating of drafts, transferring money. There are so many things that are happening. But there are few things which should automatically be done when a bank opens. For example, bank ki safai honi chahiye. Number 2, the servers are to be switched on. Today's date is to be started, and today's transactions, whatever summary and whatever has to be done. So everything that is to be done to start off an object, that is given inside the constructor.
Can you show the points, sir?
I'll send these points to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'll send these points to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think we should stop now.
Sir, can you explain it tomorrow? More not understood.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I'll make you understand. Today we just have had 30. Tomorrow is a chutti. Can we meet at 11 o'clock tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay.
No problem.
Sir, maybe 12 or 11:30.
Why?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Not
please.
11.
Yes, sir. Sir, relaxing time.
Relaxing time. You won't be awake by that time?
So little half an hour extra would be given for sleep.
Okay, half an hour extra. We'll start at noon then tomorrow. Okay? We'll
Okay.
start at,
Okay,
we'll
sir.
start at 12 o'clock and it'll be 1 hour duration.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
I'll see you tomorrow then. I'll send you these points. Just go through these points. ये याद होने चाहिए.
Sir, bye, sir.
Bye,
Bye,
beta.
sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
We have another class.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, beta.